You're talking, Dr. Basiron, you're talking about the planet here in the three Ps, and there's a lot of people that claim that there's a lot of deforestation going on and that type of thing. What do you say to them about that?
We have been blessed with a country where we naturally have a lot of forests and a lot of tropical crops like oil palm can also grow in our country very well, which cannot be grown in other non-tropical countries. And right from the beginning, even before we reach independence, the administrators, the government of the day at that time already set in place the need to have a balanced development program where in the end we pledge to conserve and preserve on a permanent basis 50% of our land area under forest and allow another 50% to be used for development purposes, including agriculture, industrial development, housing, townships, and so on. So in this kind of planned use of our land resource, it has eventually paid off that we have truly gazetted or put under legal protection under the law that more than 50% of our forests will continue to be preserved as permanent forests, where we also use part of that permanent forest as sources for timber production and other forest industry activities, while allocating a minor portion of our land area, like less than 20%, for cultivation of crops like oil palm and rubber. So we are keeping a very healthy balance in the use of our land area, not achievable by developed countries in the sense that they have overdeveloped their forests and they don't have as much as 50% forest left in most of these developed countries. And despite all the profit level of our palm oil industry has been very high all these years, we have stuck with our target of leaving a good 50% of our land under forest and permanent forest, and develop the other part of the country allocated for agriculture development to grow our oil palm. So there is no issue of oil palm taking away forests, because the forests are still as intact as it was, as originally planned. About 50% of the country is under that permanent forest, and that permanent forest is governed by forestry laws in which no other use of this forest would be allowed. Whereas the oil palm industry has not overused its has not overexpanded its capacity in using land, because we have limited land. So in the future, we are not likely to have more oil palm planted areas coming up from Malaysia, because we have more or less saturated the available land that we can use for growing oil palm based on the areas zoned for agriculture where oil palm can be grown. So associating oil palm with deforestation is totally unjustified, because the two are separate. In fact, we have been acknowledged for maintaining a very sustainable forest area under conservation or under permanent forest. And once you acknowledge that we are able to sustain our forest area, then it cannot be that we are also accused of reducing that area, because that would not add together to in a logical way, because you can either have it or you don't have it. But here we have our forests intact all the while to a level of more than 50% of the country's land area.
That's proof of trying to eliminate that myth that persists and that perception, correct?
Yes, therefore we have to keep repeating the evidence to indicate that Malaysia has got a very sound land use system, a very well recognized, sizable forestry sector that has been sustained all this while, and also become one of the world's largest producers and exporters of palm oil, a very vital commodity for the world, using a very little area of our country, because by nature of the crop, oil palm is a very high yielding crop, yielding 10 times more oil per hectare per year than competing oils like soya or rapeseed.